Star Trek Lower Decks has become a hit among Trekkies for its irreverent humor and fresh take on the Star Trek universe. Fans are eagerly anticipating the release of the show's 4th season, which promises to be full of exciting new adventures and hilarious antics. Therefore, allow us to show you Star Trek Lower Decks Season 4, cast, story, and everything we know. Is there a Season 4 of Star Trek Lower Deck? Well, on January 19th, Paramount Plus ordered a 10-episode 4th season of Star Trek Lower Decks when it also announced season renewals for the other Star Trek Universe series. And the good news is that the writing for the season began by that April and was mostly completed by September. This is according to executive producer and creator Mike Mahane's Twitter on April 5th, 2022. As he kept it, the more Trek news the better. We're having a blast finishing Season 3 and writing Season 4 right now. Now, a lot of fans took this by storm and had high expectations for an early release of the series Season 4, but to their disappointment, Season 4 has not yet been released. Keep watching, there is still a lot about Star Trek Season 4 cast that you need to know. Star Trek Lower Decks Season 4 cast. As Star Trek Lower Decks Season 4 beams back to our screens from Season 3, get ready to boldly go where no one has gone before, as we journey alongside the intrepid crew of the USS Cerritos. Beckett Mariner is still sticking around. So now, I know your hearts are bursting with joy as you wait to reunite with the inimitable Beckett Mariner, played by the amazing Tawny Newsome. Obviously, we don't expect much to change from her, and she should continue to be fearless and feisty as ever. But also, it will be great to wait to see what surprises she has in store for us this time around. Brad Boimler is not going anywhere soon. And what's Star Trek without a trusty and lovable sidekick? Well, most loved and the favorite Boimler for most fans, played by the talented Jack Quaid. Yep, the one from The Boys, should be back and ready to navigate us through the perilous cosmos. And we can't forget about the ever-curious and endearing Devon Attendee, played by Noel Wells. Other casts we also expect to remain, so keep watching as that is not all. Eugene Cordero will be reprising his role as the intrepid Sam Rutherford, alongside the ever-professional Carol Freeman, played by the brilliant Dawn Lewis. And who can forget the hilarious Jack Ransom, played by the charming Jerry O'Connell, and the cool and collected Tiana, played by the wonderful Gillian Vigman. Everyone's favorite character is expected to remain. New characters in the mix. This will make you more anxious as you wait for the release, as we will be thrilled to announce that a new character will be joining the crew, the formidable T'Lyn, voiced by the talented Gabrielle Ruiz. And let's not forget about Peanut Hamper, who is voiced by Keith Donahue, and whom we'll be seeing more of in Season 4. Any guest voices to expect? Well, you think you have it all, but no, there are still more surprises for you, as Lower Decks Season 4 rumors are very promising on more cast for the season, which could be thrilling to have more Star Trek Legacy guest voices. James Cromwell will be reprising his iconic role as Zephram Cochrane, and the legendary George Takei will be making an appearance as Captain Sulu. How amazing is that? Star Trek Lower Decks Season 4 story. And if you have forgotten what Star Trek Lower Decks storyline is like, keep watching as we're going to tell you what it is. So as you are already aware, Lower Decks storyline is a hilarious take on the classic Star Trek universe. The storyline follows the not-so-famous crew members of Starfleet as they explore new worlds and help different civilizations. But don't expect them to be perfect. They often find themselves in some pretty embarrassing situations. This show is a must-see for anyone who loves Star Trek and just wants a good laugh. So now I know you are waiting for what to expect in the storyline of Season 4. The storyline of Star Trek Season 4 is going to be jam-packed with all of those loose threads left behind from Season 3. You can't recall exactly what happened in Season 3? Well, let us show you just a recap on what happened in Star Trek Lower Decks Season 3. Ensign Brad Boimler was separated from his transporter clone, William Boimler. Brad believed that William had died, but what really happened is that William had joined the secretive organization known as Section 31. This created a lot of confusion for Brad and his friends on the USS Cerritos in Season 3. Meanwhile, two evil AIs, Peanut Hamper and Agamus, also teamed up in the season, and this development could be linked to Badgie's surprise appearance in Season 3 finale's end credits scene. From what we know is that Badgie is a holographic character from a holodeck program that went rogue and caused chaos on the Cerritos. And it's still very unclear how Badgie fits into the Peanut Hamper Agamus storyline, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on in Season 4. So in Season 4 storyline, we should expect some few twists and changes to the storyline. A new recruit could be introduced. Firstly, there could be the introduction of a new recruit, the Vulcan named T'Lyn. T'Lyn could be introduced as a Vulcan science officer trainee who should maybe joining the Cerritos crew alongside Ensign Devon Tendi. What will T'Lyn bring to the table? Well, I know you're wondering why introduction of a new character, but just imagine that T'Lyn brings to the show her own unique perspective to the team, as it would add more details and some great twists to the story. Is Mariner making her comeback? Lastly, on what to expect of the season, Mariner, who was previously in trouble with Starfleet, is also expected to make a comeback in their good books. We expect her to be mentored by Commander Jack Ransom, and this will be a very big deal for her character development. Star Trek Lower Decks crossover with Strange New Worlds. Keep watching as this might surprise you. Firstly, in one of the episodes of Strange New Worlds Season 2, Jack Quaid and Tawny Newsome will appear in live action as Boimler and Mariner on the USS Enterprise. And wait for it, as you will not believe this. There might even be an animated part where Captain Christopher Pike and his crew will appear as cartoon characters. Don't forget that Strange New Worlds Season 2 is coming before Lower Decks Season 4, so we can expect some really crazy moments when Mariner and Boimler meet Pike, Spock, and Number 1 in Lower Decks Season 4. This crossover will be an epic step to more crossovers of the series. Is there any Star Trek Lower Decks Season 4 latest news and trailer updates? Well, buckle up, because it's about to get juicy. You are probably itching for some news about the upcoming Season 4, right? Well, let's fill you in on what has been going on lately about the latest news and updates about the show. The showrunner Mike McMahan has been dropping some very interesting hints about the plot. Apparently the gang is heading to Orion, and there's going to be a wedding. How exciting is that? He also said that Season 4 is going to be the best one yet. It's going to be funny, dramatic, and filled with T'Lyn. Unfortunately, other bad news of that is that there is no trailer of Star Trek Season 4 out yet, but the season is expected to come out very soon. So, should there be an official trailer released soon? We think so. Star Trek Lower Decks Season 4 release date. Well, the bad news is we still don't know when the new Season 4 of Star Trek Lower Decks is going to be hitting our screens. But don't feel bad yet, as we have some predictions for you. We can call them true assumptions. From some very usual repetitive patterns on the release dates of the previous season timelines, usually Lower Decks comes out in August or late summer, so it is a safe bet that Season 4 will be dropping on Paramount Plus around that time in 2023. So we can make a right guess that it'll be sometime in August or late summer of 2023. But that is just a guess. Therefore, until the big bosses behind the show make any official announcements, we just have to sit tight and wait for all of the juicy details about Season 4. So Star Trek Lower Decks Season 4 promises to be an exciting adventure filled with surprises, plot twists, and beloved characters. Fans can look forward to the return of favorites like Beckett Mariner, Brad Boimler, and Devon Tendi, as well as some exciting Star Trek Legacy guest voices. So mark your calendars, set your phasers to stun, and get ready to boldly go where no one has gone before. Trust us, you don't want to miss what Season 4 has in store for you.